In 2015, the Ronald McDonald House in Birmingham served 705 families. Since opening in 1979, Ronald McDonald House Charities of Alabama has served over 39,000 families.
When we did hear the word cancer,
Corey's mom, Chrissy.
it was very overwhelming.
Dad, Jason.
Like a blow. I mean, it's like you pulled the rug out from under us. We was devastated, shocked. You just don't know. I was in disbelief.
Dr. Avi Madan-Swain.
Because cancer or any other chronic illness really has a ripple effect throughout a family. It's not just the child. Everybody gets affected by it.
Ronald McDonald House Charities, Alabama, keeping families close. A young boy wears a batting helmet.
Corey, before we found out he had cancer, he was very athletic, outgoing, normal, average American boy. Couldn't ask for a better son.
Corey Mitchell.
I couldn't play sports. I was sad, and I could barely see my dad, brother, and sister. I had peanut, Ewing sarcoma.
Chrissy.
PNET is peripheral neuroepidermal tumor, just meaning a large tumor off of a nerve cell. Corey's was growing in his spine, so of course that's part of his nervous system. The Ewing sarcoma is soft tissue around the bone cell, and that was the part that was growing in his ribs.
Jason.
Well, one day you're a big family.
In before pictures, Chrissy and Jason pose with 3 children.
Going out in the yard playing, and all of a sudden he's stuck in a hospital bed.
August 19th, 2012, the day Corey got diagnosed.
In the beginning of the diagnosis, there was several weeks that the siblings couldn't be around, and that was pretty hard on Chandler and Caroline, and then of course Corey.
I felt sad about it.
Caroline Mitchell.
I really cared about him, and he was going through tough times.
In a photo, young Corey stands at bat.
I would like to be in NFL, play for the NFL.
Corey gives a brief smile.
Him not being able to play sports was very devastating. We hung his jerseys up in the hospital room, and he said, "Daddy, one day I want to be able to step back on that field." And I said, "Son, we're gonna get through this fight."
In another photo, Corey, now bald, wears his baseball jersey.
35 weeks of chemo. And like I said, it was a Monday through Thursday, then go home for a weekend, and then Monday through Saturday. But we had a lot of mishaps and a lot of back steps, so it was more like maybe we get to go home the weekend, but probably not.
Chronic illness just impacts all facets of a family's life.
Dr. Avi Madan-Swain.
Social, emotional, and so it is very important that we be able to provide resources that families can stay together.
In the beginning, we didn't know all the resources. So, we tried hotels here and there, and I'll tell you, it can get expensive.
We started falling in love with the Ronald McDonald House. It's actually when Corey got off treatment. We started coming up because he had to come back for appointments.
Chrissy and the kids arrive at their room. In a photo on the wall, people pose with red clown noses.
And we would spend like a night or two here. We love that. We absolutely love it.
As a father and a husband, you can't always be with your child while they're going through what they're going through, because somebody's got to work and provide. So you want them to be safe. You want them to have a nice place to live.
Corey holds a sign, 35 weeks of chemo, 4 surgeries, 1 big tumor gone.
It's just because they go in remission, praise the Lord for that, but when they go off treatment, that's amazing too, but it doesn't stop. It keeps going and going and going. We've been doing that for 3 years now.
Just being together and talking and telling each other how they've dealt with issues and different things is helpful, because as professionals, we can tell them, I've been on this journey a lot, and I can tell you what works and what doesn't work. But there's nothing to beat what another family who's actually walking that journey can do.
There are so many different charities and organizations and individuals that donate food.
At the house, people prepare a meal in the busy kitchen.
We can play board games, and we can, talk to other families, and we get to make new friends, and we, maybe we get to shed light and give hope and inspire and encourage other people.
So just as we provide really good medical care, it is very important that children and their families receive good psychosocial care.
Ronald McDonald House is so fortunate, and we're so thankful for it, that you can go to the Barons game, which is just right up the road, and we love that.
The Mitchells cheer at a minor league baseball game.
Having Ronald McDonald House here provided a way for all of us to come together back as a family and be normal again.
The Mitchell family has stayed at the house a total of 22 different times since 2012. The Mitchells wave. Behind them, on a quilted wall hanging, a child and a clown hold hands inside a childlike outline of a house. A heart emerges from the chimney. In photos labeled Corey 2016, Corey wears a Woodland baseball jersey. He stands at bat. Ronald McDonald House Charities, Alabama, keeping families close.